Have you ever felt like you're sabotaging yourself, but you don't know why? No matter how hard you try to stay positive, push forward, or believe in yourself, something deep inside keeps pulling you back. You set goals, make plans, and promise yourself, this time I won't quit. But then, you do. You chalk it up to bad luck, lack of discipline, or maybe you start thinking, maybe I'm just not good enough. But what if I told you none of that is true? Because the real reason isn't what you think. It's not a lack of motivation. It's not that you don't want success badly enough. It's something much deeper, something invisible, something happening inside your brain at this very moment. Right now, your brain is playing a trick on you. A trick so powerful that it's been shaping your choices, your fears, and even the way you see yourself, without you even realizing it. And here's the terrifying part. It's been doing this your entire life. Your brain isn't designed for success, it's designed for survival. And survival means one thing, staying safe. It will do whatever it takes to keep you in the familiar, even if that means keeping you small, stuck, or miserable. It whispers to you, you're not good enough. What if you fail? They'll judge you. And here's the worst part, you believe it. Because from the moment you were born, your mind has been quietly collecting data, forming patterns, and creating invisible rules for how you should live. Every rejection, every failure, every moment of embarrassment, your brain recorded it like a computer and then used it to build the very thoughts that hold you back today. But what if I told you that those thoughts aren't facts? That your mind is lying to you? And that you don't have to stay trapped inside a mental program that was written without your permission? If you knew the truth, would you keep living like this? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free. And once you do, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of something new, an opportunity, a challenge, a dream you've always wanted to chase. But right before you take that first step, a voice in your head whispers, what if you fail? Suddenly, hesitation creeps in. Your chest tightens, your mind races with 100 different excuses, and before you know it, you step back. Sounds familiar? That's not just fear talking. That's your brain running an old program, a survival mechanism designed to keep you exactly where you are. Safe, comfortable, predictable. You see, your brain's number one job isn't to make you successful, it's to protect you from pain. And it doesn't care if that pain is physical, emotional, or even imaginary. The moment it senses uncertainty, it floods your body with doubt. It reminds you of every time you failed, every time you were judged, every time things didn't go your way. Not because it's trying to ruin your life, but because it thinks it's saving you from danger. But here's the catch. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real danger and imagined fear. To your mind, stepping on stage to give a speech feels just as life-threatening as running from a wild animal. Starting a business, asking someone out, speaking up, all of it triggers the same survival response. And if you don't catch it, if you don't question it, you'll stay in the same cycle, trapped in hesitation, doubt, and inaction. But what if you could rewrite this program? What if you could train your brain to work for you instead of against you? Because the truth is, your mind isn't your enemy, it's just been programmed the wrong way. And once you understand how to rewire it, fear stops controlling you, self-doubt loses its grip, and suddenly, you're free. But how do you break the cycle? How do you rewrite a mental script that's been playing in the background for years? Keep watching, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how. Right now, your mind is running on autopilot, replaying old beliefs like a broken record. Beliefs that were planted in you years ago, by experiences, by people around you, even by society itself. And without realizing it, you've accepted them as truth. Think about it. When you were a child, you didn't question if you were smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough. You just were. But then something happened. Maybe a teacher told you that you weren't good at math. Maybe you got laughed at when you spoke up in class. Maybe a parent unknowingly made you feel like you had to be perfect to be loved, and your brain? It took notes. Every painful moment, every failure, every rejection, it stored them all and created a set of rules. Don't take risks, don't stand out, don't try too hard or you'll just get hurt. These rules became your reality. And over time, they shaped how you see yourself, what you believe you're capable of, and even the opportunities you allow yourself to have. But here's what no one tells you. Those beliefs, they're not facts. They're just thoughts you've repeated so many times that they became your truth. And if your mind can be programmed to limit you, it can be reprogrammed to empower you. Imagine for a second, what if the thoughts holding you back weren't there? What if, instead of hearing, "You're not good enough," your brain told you, "You can figure this out"? Instead of "What if you fail," it said, "What if this changes everything?" Sounds impossible? It's not, because the way you think is nothing more than a habit. And just like any habit, it can be broken. But how do you do it? How do you take control and rewrite the beliefs that have been running your life in the background? Stick with me, because in the next minute, I'm going to give you the exact method to start reprogramming your brain today. Reprogramming your brain starts with one simple but powerful shift: awareness. Most people go through life never questioning their thoughts. They assume that if their mind says something, it must be true. But that's the first mistake. Your thoughts aren't facts, they're just stories, and the more you challenge them, the weaker they become. So here's your first step: catch the lie. The next time your brain tells you, "You're not good enough," stop and ask, "Says who?" The next time it whispers, "You'll probably fail," challenge it with, "Where's the proof?" Because 9 times out of 10, you won't have an answer. That's because these thoughts aren't based on reality. They're just fears dressed up as facts. Once you catch the lie, you move to step 2. Rewrite the script. If your brain tells you you're going to embarrass yourself, replace it with, "Every successful person was once a beginner." If it says, "You're not smart enough," swap it for, "I can learn anything with time and effort." This isn't just positive thinking, it's training your mind to focus on what's actually true. And here's the key: repetition. Your old thoughts are strong because they've been repeated thousands of times. So if you want to reprogram your brain, you have to do the same. Every single day, when self-doubt creeps in, replace it. Again and again. It won't feel natural at first. That's because your brain is wired for the old beliefs. But the more you repeat the new ones, the more automatic they become. And then something incredible happens. One day, without even realizing it, you face a challenge, and instead of hearing, "You're not good enough," your brain says, "You've got this." You take action, you push through, and suddenly the limitations that once controlled you disappear. But there's one final step that locks in this transformation, and this step, it's the secret to making this shift permanent. I'll tell you what it is next. Here's the final step to reprogramming your brain, and it's the one most people never do. Take action before you feel ready. See, your brain is wired to keep you safe. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your potential. It just wants to protect you from discomfort. That's why every time you try to step outside your comfort zone, it floods you with doubt. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you're just not cut out for this? And most people, they listen. They wait until they feel confident, until they feel ready. But here's the truth: you will never feel ready. Confidence doesn't come before you take action. It comes because you take action. Think about it. The first time you tried anything, riding a bike, speaking in public, starting a new job, you weren't confident. You were scared, but you did it anyway, and over time it got easier. Why? Because action rewires your brain faster than anything else. So, here's your challenge. Do the thing your brain is trying to talk you out of. Speak up in that meeting. Apply for that opportunity. Start that project. Even if your hands are shaking, even if your voice cracks. Because the moment you take action, you prove to your brain that the fear was a lie. And once you do that, the fear loses its power. And this is where real transformation happens. Because when you stop waiting to feel confident and start acting despite the fear, something incredible shifts. You realize that the limits you've lived with your whole life, they were never real. They were just thoughts. And now, you're in control. So tell me, what's the one thing your mind has been holding you back from? And what's the first step you can take today to break free? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you. And if this hit home, make sure to like, share, and subscribe because we're just getting started.